The courtroom fell silent, the kind of silence that presses down on your chest and makes it hard to breathe. Moments earlier, everyone had watched in shock as two officers, sworn to uphold justice, raised their hands against a woman standing alone at the defendant's table. Her name was Maya Johnson. Maya wasn't a criminal. She wasn't dangerous. She was a community leader, a woman who had spent years building food programs for struggling families and defending tenants from eviction. But today, she stood accused of disturbing the peace, because she had dared to protest against corruption in her own neighborhood. The slap wasn't just an assault on her, it was an assault on dignity itself. Gas echoed across the courtroom. Even the stenographer dropped her pen. Maya didn't flinch, her eyes locked on the judge's bench, not in anger, but in an unshakable calm that unnerved everyone watching. Then, something unexpected happened. The judge, a stern man known for his cold demeanor, slowly rose from his chair. He looked at Maya, at the officers who had just struck her, and then at the packed gallery filled with ordinary citizens, mothers, workers, students, neighbors. His face hardened, but not with anger. With decision. "Ms. Johnson," he said, his voice carrying a weight that cut through the tension, "please take my seat." The courtroom erupted. Some gasped, some whispered, and some even clapped before quickly silencing themselves. Maya froze, her hands trembling, as if the invitation itself was too heavy to carry. She wasn't dressed for power. No robe draped her shoulders. No gavel weighted in her hand. Just a simple blouse, scuffed shoes, and the courage that had carried her here. The officers who had struck her stepped back, unsure of what to do. For the first time, they looked small, as though stripped of the authority they thought untouchable. The gallery leaned forward as Maya walked. Slowly, deliberately, toward the bench. Each step echoed louder than the last, her presence filling the room with something more powerful than fear, humanity. She sat down. The same chair that had once symbolized judgment now carried the weight of compassion. The judge stood beside her, silent, almost humbled. And in that moment, every eye in the room realized something bigger than law was unfolding. Instead of condemning anyone, Maya looked directly at the officers. Her voice was steady, soft, yet it carried through every corner of the room. "You may have struck me," she said, "but I will not strike back. This courtroom is meant for justice, not humiliation." Tears welled up in the eyes of people who had come expecting another broken story, another example of power crushing the powerless, but what they witnessed instead was transformation. A woman who had been pushed down had risen, not through vengeance, but through grace. The tension cracked, replaced by something rare in that chamber, hope. One by one, people stood. First a mother clutching her child, then a young man with paint-stained hands, then nearly the whole room, rising to their feet as if justice itself had risen with Maya. The officers lowered their gaze. The judge placed his gavel on the table, stepping back as though he, too, understood this moment wasn't about authority. It was about truth. And for the first time in years, that courtroom didn't feel like a place of fear. It felt like a place of healing. Maya sat tall in the judge's chair, not as a symbol of punishment, but as a living reminder that dignity can't be slapped away, no matter how hard the blow.